Welcome back to another episode of English Plus. I'm your host, Danny, and as always, I'm super excited to have you here with me today. Now, if you're a fan of mysteries, thrillers, or just plain old bizarre stories, buckle up because today's episode is going to be a wild ride. We'll be diving deep into the fascinating world of conspiracy theories. You know, those late night conversations with your friends where you start talking about aliens, secret societies, and mysterious government cover ups? Well, today we'll be exploring the psychology behind those intriguing yet often mind boggling ideas. What makes people believe in conspiracy theories, and why are they so darn captivating? And since we're all about learning English in context, we'll also be discussing some fascinating phrases and idiomatic expressions related to this topic. So not only will you become a more informed citizen, but you'll also sound super cool at your next dinner party when you casually throw around terms like confirmation bias and echo chamber. Trust me, your friends will be impressed. So grab your tinfoil hat, turn off your tracking devices. I'm just kidding. And join me as we venture down the rabbit hole into the psychology behind conspiracy theories. Alright folks, before we dive into the deep end of the psychological pool, let's first take a step back and get a clearer understanding of what conspiracy theories are. In a nutshell, conspiracy theories are alternative explanations for events or situations that involve secret plots or hidden agendas by powerful groups or individuals. They often contradict the mainstream or official narratives, and boy, do they make for some juicy gossip. Now you might be thinking, I've heard of these before. What are some examples? Great question. Some of the most famous conspiracy theories include the moon landing hoax, which claims that the whole Apollo mission was staged by the US government. The idea that 9/11 was an inside job orchestrated by powerful elites. And of course, the ever-popular belief that aliens crash-landed in Roswell, New Mexico, and the government is hiding the evidence in Area 51. See? I told you this would be a wild ride. And let's not forget about the less famous but equally entertaining theories like the reptilian overlords who are said to be secretly controlling the world. And I promise, I'm not one of them. Now, while these stories may seem outlandish and at times even humorous, they do raise an important question. Why do people believe in conspiracy theories, and what's going on in our brains that make these ideas so appealing? To answer these questions, let's dive into the fascinating world of human psychology and explore the factors that contribute to the information and spread of conspiracy theories. So here we are, about to explore the psychological factors that draw people into the world of conspiracy theories. And the first one on our list is something called cognitive biases. Now don't worry, I won't get too technical on you here. Let's just say that our brains have a few quirks that can sometimes lead us astray when we're trying to make sense of the world. One of these quirks is called confirmation bias. You know that feeling when you're convinced about something and then you start seeing evidence everywhere that supports your belief? Well, that's confirmation bias in action. It's our tendency to pay more attention to information that confirms our existing beliefs, while conveniently ignoring or dismissing anything that contradicts them. So if you're a fan of, say, the moon landing hoax theory, you might be more likely to seek out articles, videos, and other sources that support your viewpoint and disregard anything that says otherwise. It's kind of like having a personal cheerleader in your head, always rooting for your side no matter what the evidence says. Another cognitive bias that plays a role in conspiracy theories is proportionality bias. This is our natural inclination to assume that big events must have big causes. So when something major and unexpected happens, like a tragedy or a political scandal, our brains are wired to look for an explanation that seems worthy of the event's magnitude. In some cases, this can lead people to concoct elaborate conspiracy theories because let's face it, a secret plot by powerful, shadowy figures is way more captivating than a mundane explanation like human error or random chance. So in summary, our brains can sometimes be a bit like mischievous little gremlins nudging us towards conspiracy theories by emphasizing the information that supports our beliefs and encouraging us to look for grand explanations for big events. But cognitive biases are just the tip of the iceberg. There are more psychological factors at play here. So let's dive even deeper. Alright, my fellow conspiracy theory aficionados. We've talked about how our brain's cognitive biases can lead us towards conspiracy theories, but now let's explore another psychological factor: our desire for control and understanding. You see, humans are hardwired to crave control and make sense of the world around them. It's a survival instinct, really. Our ancestors needed to understand their environment and predict potential threats to stay alive. So it's no wonder that in today's complex and often unpredictable world, our brains are still trying to piece together the puzzle and regain a sense of control. Enter conspiracy theories. These alternative explanations can offer a sense of order amidst chaos, providing us with a narrative that helps us make sense of events that seem inexplicable or overwhelming. In a way, believing in a conspiracy theory can be comforting because it allows us to believe that there's a plan or a purpose behind what's happening, even if that plan is orchestrated by some shadowy, powerful figures. Imagine you're watching a suspenseful movie and the plot suddenly takes a confusing turn. You'd probably feel unsettled, right? But as soon as you figure out what's going on, there's that satisfying aha moment when everything clicks into place. Well, conspiracy theories can give people that same sense of satisfaction and understanding, even if the narrative they provide is far from the truth. And speaking of satisfaction, have you ever had that irresistible urge to share a juicy piece of gossip with your friends? Yeah, me too. Well, that's another reason why conspiracy theories can be so appealing. They offer us intriguing and often shocking stories that we can share with others, making us feel like we're in the know or part of an exclusive group that has access to the real story. But wait, there's more. Our journey through the psychology behind conspiracy theories isn't over yet. So fasten your seatbelts and let's delve into the next factor: the need for social belonging and identity. We are making great progress in our quest to understand the psychology behind conspiracy theories, so let's tackle another important aspect: the need for social belonging and identity. As humans, we're social creatures by nature. We thrive on connection and belonging, and we often define ourselves through the groups we belong to, be it family, friends, or shared interests. Conspiracy theories can actually play a significant role in fulfilling this need for belonging. You see, when people subscribe to a particular theory, they often feel a sense of camaraderie with others who share their beliefs. It's like joining a club or a secret society, minus the strange initiation rituals, of course. This sense of belonging can be particularly appealing to those who feel marginalized, disconnected, or unheard in their day-to-day lives. Additionally, embracing a conspiracy theory can become part of someone's identity, providing them with a unique way to distinguish themselves from the mainstream. It's like putting on a pair of special glasses that allow you to see the truth that others are blind to, and there's something undeniably alluring about feeling like you're one of the select few who know what's really going on. And if you think about it, adopting a conspiracy theory can be a bit like rooting for an underdog sports team. You know, the ones that everyone else dismisses or writes off, but you just can't help cheering for. Believing in a conspiracy theory can give people that same sense of pride and defiance as they stand up against the mainstream narrative and champion their alternative explanation. So to sum it up, our need for social belonging and identity can be a powerful driving force behind our attraction to conspiracy theories. But we're not done yet. There's one more psychological factor to explore, and that's the influence of personality traits on our susceptibility to these alternative narratives. Okay, dear listeners, we've come a long way in our exploration of the psychology behind conspiracy theories, and now it's time to dive into the final factor on our list, the influence of personality traits. Yep, that's right. Certain personality traits can make some people more prone to embracing conspiracy theories than others. Talk about a conspiracy within a conspiracy, am I right? Now don't worry, I won't be conducting an impromptu personality test here. Instead, let's discuss some of the traits that have been linked to a higher likelihood of believing in conspiracy theories. One of these traits is openness to experience. This is a characteristic often associated with creativity, curiosity, and a willingness to entertain unconventional ideas. While being open to new experiences can be a great asset in many aspects of life, it can also make people more susceptible to entertaining and embracing conspiracy theories. Another personality trait that might play a role here is paranoia. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who believes in conspiracy theories is paranoid, but there is some evidence suggesting that people with a higher degree of paranoia may be more inclined to see hidden motives and threats lurking behind the scenes. In other words, if you're naturally a bit more suspicious or mistrustful, you might be more likely to buy into a conspiracy theory. It's important to note that these personality traits don't automatically make someone a conspiracy theorist, nor do they mean that everyone who believes in conspiracy theories has these traits. It's just that these characteristics might make some people more prone to embracing these alternative narratives. So there you have it. We've covered the psychological factors that contribute to the formation and spread of conspiracy theories, from cognitive biases and our desires for control to our need for social belonging and the influence of personality traits. But don't go anywhere just yet, because we've still got plenty more to discuss, like the role of social media in propagating conspiracy theories and the potential dangers they can pose. Alright, we've been deep in the world of psychology, but now it's time to switch gears a bit and discuss the role of social media in the propagation of conspiracy theories. I mean, let's face it, our digital lives are like the Wild West of information, a virtual frontier where the truth can sometimes be as elusive as a tumbleweed in a sandstorm. Social media platforms have become the perfect breeding ground for conspiracy theories to take root and spread like wildfire. It's a potent mix of echo chambers, misinformation, and our inherent desire to connect with like-minded individuals that create the perfect storm. So what exactly is an echo chamber? Picture yourself in a room where everyone agrees with you. Sounds pretty cozy, right? Well, that's what echo chambers are. Online spaces where people with similar beliefs and opinions gather, reinforcing and amplifying each other's views. In these environments, conspiracy theories can flourish and spread rapidly as dissenting voices are drowned out or simply not present. But there's another side to this coin. Social media algorithms designed to keep us engaged and scrolling are also partly to blame. These clever little programs learn what we like and show us more of it, creating a personalized information bubble that can make it seem like everyone agrees with our viewpoint. This can make conspiracy theories appear more credible and mainstream than they really are, further fueling their spread. And of course, let's not forget the role of misinformation. Whether it's unintentional or deliberately spread, false information can easily go viral on social media, especially when it is wrapped up in a compelling narrative or plays on our emotions. Conspiracy theories often thrive in these conditions, preying on our curiosity, fears, and biases. Now that we've unraveled the tangled web of social media and conspiracy theories, it's time to tackle the potential dangers and consequences of these alternative narratives. And spoiler alert, they're not always as harmless as they seem. So let's talk about the potential dangers and consequences of conspiracy theories. They can certainly be entertaining and even thought-provoking at times. There's a darker side to these alternative narratives that shouldn't be ignored. First and foremost, conspiracy theories can erode trust in institutions, experts, and the media. When people buy into the idea that there's a hidden agenda or a powerful group orchestrating events behind the scenes, it can lead them to question and dismiss the credibility of established sources of information. In the long run, this erosion of trust can have serious consequences for society, making it difficult to reach a consensus on important issues and hampering our ability to address global challenges. Another potential danger of conspiracy theories is the way they can fuel division and polarization. As we discussed earlier, these theories often thrive in echo chambers, where people with similar beliefs reinforce each other's views. This can create an us versus them mentality, driving a wedge between different groups in society and making it harder for people to engage in constructive dialogue or find common ground. Conspiracy theories can also inspire real-world actions with serious consequences. There have been numerous cases where people, driven by their beliefs in conspiracy theories, have committed violent acts or engaged in dangerous behavior. For example, the infamous Pizzagate conspiracy theory led a man to fire a gun inside a Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant, believing he was rescuing children from a secret child trafficking ring. Thankfully, no one was hurt in that incident, but it illustrates the potentially dangerous consequences of such beliefs. Lastly, conspiracy theories can divert attention and resources away from real issues that need to be addressed. When people become fixated on unfounded claims or elaborate theories, it can distract from the actual problems facing society and the solutions that might help address them. This can lead to a vicious circle where legitimate concerns are overshadowed by sensational and often baseless stories. Now, that's not to say that questioning the official narrative or being skeptical is a bad thing. In fact, critical thinking and curiosity are essential for a healthy, functioning society. The key is to strike a balance, approach information with an open mind, and use reliable sources to separate fact from fiction. So, we've ventured deep into the world of conspiracy theories and their psychology, but what can we do to address and debunk them? Fear not, my fellow truth seekers, because there are strategies we can use to promote a more informed and open-minded society. First up, let's talk about promoting critical thinking. It's essential to cultivate a mindset that questions information, weighs evidence, and considers alternative explanations. When we're faced with a new theory or claim, we should always ask ourselves, where did this information come from? What are the sources? Are there any potential biases or agendas at play? By fostering a critical thinking mindset, we can become more discerning consumers of information and less susceptible to conspiracy theories. Next on our list is media literacy. In the age of social media and the 24-hour news cycle, it's crucial to understand how information is presented, manipulated, and disseminated. Developing media literacy skills can help us recognize biased reporting, misleading headlines, and even fake news. We should also make an effort to diversify our sources of information, seeking out different perspectives and viewpoints to get a more balanced and well-rounded understanding of the world around us. Last but not least, fostering open dialogue is key to addressing and debunking conspiracy theories. It's important to create safe spaces where people can discuss and debate ideas, even if they seem outlandish or controversial. Engaging in respectful and empathetic conversations can help bridge the gap between different beliefs and reduce the polarization that conspiracy theories often fuel. Remember, it's not about winning an argument or proving someone wrong. It's about exchanging ideas and fostering understanding. So there you have it, folks. Strategies for tackling conspiracy theories and promoting a more informed, open-minded society. Let's put our critical thinking caps on, embrace media literacy, and engage in meaningful conversations. And while we're at it, let's not forget to have some fun learning English along the way. Well, folks, we have reached the end of our journey through the fascinating world of conspiracy theories and their psychology. Before we wrap up this episode, let's review some of the keywords, phrases, idiomatic expressions, and concepts we've come across today. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with cognitive biases. These are mental shortcuts our brains use to process information, which can sometimes lead to errors in judgment. In the context of conspiracy theories, cognitive biases like confirmation bias can contribute to our belief in alternative narratives. Then we talked about openness to experience. Well, this is a personality trait associated with creativity, curiosity, and a willingness to entertain unconventional ideas. This trait can make some individuals more susceptible to embracing conspiracy theories. Then we talked about the echo chamber, which is an online space where people with similar beliefs and opinions gather, reinforcing and amplifying each other's views. Conspiracy theories often thrive in these environments. We also talked about media literacy, the ability to understand and analyze media content critically, recognizing biases and misleading information. Developing media literacy skills can help us become more discerning consumers of information. We also mentioned us versus them mentality. What does that mean? It is a way of thinking that divides people into opposing groups, often fueled by conspiracy theories and the polarization they can create. We also talked about erosion of trust, which is the gradual breakdown of confidence in institutions, experts, and the media, which can be a consequence of believing in conspiracy theories. We talked about social belonging, which is our need to connect with others and be part of a group. Conspiracy theories can fulfill this need by providing a sense of camaraderie among believers. We also talked about paranoia, which is a personality trait characterized by suspicion and mistrust, which can make some individuals more prone to buying into conspiracy theories. We also used the metaphor Wild West of information. Well, this is a metaphor for the chaotic and unregulated nature of information on social media platforms where conspiracy theories can spread rapidly. We also talked about tangled web, which is a complex and difficult to understand situation like the relationship between social media and the propagation of conspiracy theories. We talked about critical thinking, which is the ability to evaluate information, weigh evidence, and make reasoned judgments. Promoting critical thinking can help address and debunk conspiracy theories. We use the expression diversify our sources. That means actively seeking out different perspectives and viewpoints in order to gain a more balanced understanding of the world around us. We also talked about open dialogue. That means encouraging respectful and empathetic conversations, even about controversial ideas, in order to foster understanding and bridge gaps between different beliefs. We also mentioned fake news, which is false or misleading information presented as legitimate news, which can sometimes contribute to the spread of conspiracy theories. Finally, we use the expression strike a balance, which means to find a middle ground or compromise, as in balancing skepticism with an open mind when evaluating information and conspiracy theories. And there you have it. Some of the key language and concepts from today's episode. Keep these terms in mind as you continue to explore the world of conspiracy theories and, of course, as you continue to improve your English skills. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of today's fascinating episode on the psychology behind conspiracy theories. We've delved into the factors that contribute to their formation and spread, such as cognitive biases, our desire for control, our need for social belonging, and the influence of personality traits. We also discussed the role of social media in propagating conspiracy theories and the potential dangers they can pose. We've explored strategies for addressing and debunking conspiracy theories, including promoting critical thinking, media literacy, and fostering open dialogue. And of course, we highlighted some important keywords, phrases, idiomatic expressions, and concepts related to our topic that will help you enhance your English skills. Now I've got a call to action for you, our amazing listeners. If you enjoyed this episode of English Plus, please take a moment to follow our podcast, rate and review it. Your support means the world to us and helps us reach more people just like you who are passionate about learning English in context. And don't stop there. Share the podcast with your family and friends and let them in on the fun, engaging, and informative discussions we have every day. Remember, learning English is always better when you can share the experience with others. So thank you once again for joining us on this fascinating journey through the world of conspiracy theories. We look forward to having you with us next time when we tackle another exciting and relevant topic. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep enjoying English Plus. This is your host, Danny. I will see you next time.